Welcome back to the KOM Morning News. Earlier, we were joined by Jasmine Kyle. She's the executive director of the SEK Humane Society. And while we talked about the upcoming events where we've got elementary school kids that are building dog houses, it's so tremendous. And remember, that'll be on August the 29th. Jasmine and I kind of ran out of time to talk about the dogs that really we want to find homes for during the Clear the Shelter program that runs, remember, that runs all the way until September. And I'm going to start with one that won my heart right away because I'm a sucker for lab mixes. And so when I saw Betty, was 7 years old in the lab mix, and when I put this picture up here, folks, she's going to steal your heart right away. Jasmine, tell us a little bit about Betty.
Yeah, Betty is, when you think of a perfect dog, I mean, Betty is one of our dogs out there that comes to mind. She will always come up to you with the biggest smile on her face and immediately sit in front of her kennel like, all right, I'm the best girl ever. Let's go outside. Let's go on a walk. She is such a fantastic dog. We would love for her to find her home during the Clear the Shelters event. And she's sponsored now too. She has no adoption fee. She's spayed, microchipped, up to date on vaccinations. The only thing is that she's looking for a home with no other animals. She knows several commands. She knows how to sit on command. She knows how to shake on command. She's great with kids. She's great with other people. If you're an active household in particular that is going to go on walks every night, go on trips to the park, you would never guess that she is 7 years old. She acts like a young 1 to 2 year old dog that is ready to go at a moment notice.
That is awesome. And it's sponsored by Melissa Harley. And we're going to come back and talk here a little bit about sponsorships. And speaking of the George family, they were kind enough to sponsor Cooper, who's a boxer mix. Now, before we get to the particulars of Cooper, you've got to explain this profile photo for me.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So we had a wonderful individual. She cosplays as Disney princesses here in town and in the SEK area, and will go to kids' parties and hospitals and other events to really kind of spread the cheer. And she came out to our shelter one day to take pictures with the dogs. And as you can see from Cooper, he wanted to show her every inch of the property. He is such a big, lovable guy, and we need to get a better photo of him playing in water because he loves water. He has his own pool in his outside pen area that he rushes to every morning and every afternoon. An amazing dog, amazing dog.
No, we don't need a better photo because somebody's going to come give Cooper that 7-day foster home to try it out, and they're going to know firsthand that he doesn't need to go anywhere else. They're going to fall in love with him. I want to finish off with Dozer. Dozer's a 1-year-old American Pit Bull, and I could tell by looking with him. Susan Lloyd's sponsoring Dozer, by the way. I could tell by one look. He's got a little energy behind him.
He does, and he is a pit bull, so that's the first thing that people see, and he is big. I mean, he is a very tanky guy, but as you can see from the pictures, a lot of people will not expect how sweet this big boy is. I mean, as soon as you go up and meet and greet with him, his head rolls to the side and his ears cock up and his tongue hangs out, and he's just wanting belly rubs and head pats. I mean, the sweetest, biggest, lovable guy, does great with kids, great with other dogs. Do not let that big, bulky exterior really push you away. Go up to these dogs because they will really turn your minds around to let you know that these are really sweet guys out here.
Jasmine, one more thing. In each of the profile pictures that we showed here of Betty Cooper and Dozer, you folks at home, you may have noticed there on the bottom, they were sponsored by Melissa Harley, the George family, Susan Lloyd. Number one, how do we become a sponsor of a dog? And number two, if you can explain a little bit about the week-long foster trial.
Yeah, absolutely. So anybody can sponsor at any time. So whether it's during an adoption special, like our Clear the Shelters event, where adoption fees are only $20 right now, or any time of the year, you just got to call us, or you can come into the shelter on weekends when we're open, or we do take payment by card. And as you can see from the pictures, we'll actually, if you're a business, we can attach your logo to it. If it's a family or in memorial of somebody, we can attach the name to that, or you can stay anonymous. That's completely fine. But for any of our sponsored dogs, they go through a week-long foster trial. That is to make sure that both parties, it is the perfect fit, and we keep that kennel space open for them. So if something happens in the 7 days, it's okay. They have a spot to return to, but Our goal is for a 7-day foster trial for it to really be where the family and the dog get to really communicate with each other and know each other for that 7 days. And then after that, we touch base. And if everything's going well, that adoption is finalized.
That's why you're amazing, Jasmine. You're looking out for every nook and cranny and making sure these animals and these families are taken care of. Jasmine Kyle, Executive Director of the SEK Humane Society. Don't forget, if you missed earlier, Jasmine talking about those homemade dog houses from the kids at Lakeside Elementary. You can catch that interview on KOAMNewsNow.com. The live auction coming up August 29th at Little Balkan Stays. Jasmine, thank you so much for your time. Catch up with you next week.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll see you then. And we'll have more KOAM Morning News right after this.